Okay, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how 5 minutes could be costing you tens of hundreds of $1,000s. What do I mean by that? So one thing that really came up that was really interesting is when we were starting to set up our schedules for our practice, we noticed that we have an opportunity to do either one-on-one for an hour or one-on-one for 40 minutes or one-on-one for 45. There's a lot of different options. So one of the main ones that come up is a lot of owners will say, hey, I'm going to set my schedule up to be 45 minutes. While others start to say like, well, I don't know if I want to do 40-minute slots. What's the difference? So in this video, over the next couple minutes, I'm going to break down how choosing between one or the other could be costing you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when we're looking at this, if you take 8 hours a day, so if you take 8 hours per day and you times it by 60 minutes, that is going to give us a total of 480 minutes. Okay, so we have a 480 minutes of productivity time that we can actually see our patients. Now, if you take 40 and you divide that by 480, so if you take 480, divide it by 40, that is going to equal 12, okay? So we are able to see 12 appointments per day at 40-minute scheduling. Now, over here, if you take 480 and divide it by 45, well, that equals the nice, beautiful, clean number of 10.6667, okay? So 10.6667, if you don't believe me, go ahead and get your calculators out. What most owners do is they go ahead and they cut this time here because we don't want to round up because that means we're going to have to pay our staff overtime, okay? So what we do is we go ahead and take this number and we round down. Now, that means that most clinics that are doing 45-minute treatment have about 10 sessions a day available with some admin time built in. Now, you're like, well, that's only 2 and that's 10. It doesn't seem like a lot. So that's per day. So if you take 12 and you multiply that by 5, that's 60 slots per week. And if you go over here and times 10 by 5, that's gonna be 50 slots per week. So it is a difference about 10 visits per week. Now, one of the things that we need to understand is that if you take 10 visits per week and you multiply that by 4.2 weeks in a month, right? So weeks per month, that is going to equal 42 visits per month per provider, okay? So you're like, well, that doesn't seem like a lot, right? So what I want you guys to understand that if you take $100 per session, it's just an example that we're going to use, and you times that by 42 visits, that is going to equate to $4,200 of lost revenue per provider. $4,200 of lost revenue per provider. Now, some of you guys right now are like, well, yeah, that's a good amount of money. Here's the thing. What if you have 3 providers or 4 providers? If you have 3 providers and you have $4,200, that equals $12K. If you have 4 providers at $4,200, that equals $16K and some change, right? $16K. So it is costing you guys $12K or $16,000 per month by just having 5 extra minutes on your schedule. Now, if you take $12,000 and you times that by 12, that is $144,000 per year. And if you take $16,000 and times it by 12, that is going to be $192,000 per year. So it is costing you guys anywhere between $144,000 to $192,000 if you only have 3 or 4 providers. If you have 6 providers, well, that's $288. And the number just keeps going up. Now, I know, I got some of you guys who are just like, well, I want to do 45 minutes, okay? Don't worry, you can still do 45 minutes, and I'll show you how to do that. But it's not doing 8-hour days, okay? So that is gonna be the key here that most people don't understand is that like when you're doing an 8-hour day and you're doing 40 minutes, you could do every 2 hours, you're able to do 3 slots, right? So you're able to do 3 visits every 2 hours. So that means if they're 8 hours in a day, we're gonna do 1, we're gonna do 2, we're gonna do 3, we're gonna do 4. That means 3, 6, 9, 12. That's how we get our numbers here. When we're doing 45s though, okay, in an 8-hour day, 45s, it's just not clean. Because if we do 45, 45, and 45, that is gonna be 135 minutes. And it just doesn't become, remember our number, 10.667. We have this over admin time. So what do we do, okay? So if you still wanna do 45-minute scheduling, the easiest way to get a couple more visits here and make it really, really clean is you actually wanna do a 9-hour day, okay? A 9-hour day. So what does that mean? So if you take 9 hours and you times that by 60 minutes, that equals 540 minutes, okay? 540 minutes. Now if you take 540 minutes, divide it by 45, that equals 12 slots a day, right? So 12 slots or 12 availabilities per day, right? It's really, really clean. Now remember, that's in a 9-hour day. So how many of those can we actually do? So if we take, maybe you guys are gonna do a Monday through Thursday, and you're gonna do 12 slots each day. So we got 12 slots each day. We're gonna do 9-hour days, 12 slots each day. That's gonna be 48 slots, okay? But now remember, we still have, right? We still have Friday over here. And maybe you guys are gonna work from like 8 to 12, right? And you got 45-minute treatments, and you guys are able to get 5 of those in on a Friday. So you're able to get 5. So if we're looking at this thing, you got 48 plus 5, and you guys are able to get 53 slots, right? Now remember, in a 40-hour work week, we were able to get 50, so you were able to get 3 extra slots. The scheduling is very, very clean. It's still not as much as 40, but it's a little bit better, okay? So that is it, guys. That is one of the easiest ways to understand the difference between how we are leaving money on the table by doing 40-minute or 45-minute treatments versus 40, because you're able to get up to 60 slots, which is anywhere between 7 to 10 more visits a week versus 45, okay? If you like this content, go ahead and click the link above to subscribe to our channel. And if you guys want to learn more about setting up your business for success, go ahead and click the link in the description to book a call with our team, and we look forward to speaking with you. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video.